noise. Basically, whatever the crazy parents want in a song.
So since you're the master making videos, I think maybe you should make our video. I think maybe you should take the camera right here. Yes, come here. I think you should take it. All right. So now you're doing this interview. Oh my God.
I'm gonna show stunts. Okay, you ready? It's the double back.
I gotta tell you.
Pretty good looking.
I understand that was your favorite interview ever.
Absolutely the best interview of all time.
In last year's Lego Star Wars, the stackable Jedi, they're back, and this time they're the ones from the good movies with Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy.
The nice thing about Star Wars games is that when you start your series with a prequel game, you have nowhere to go but up. Lego Star Wars 2 serves up the original trilogy in colorful brick form. Yes, guys, we're glad to see you too. The basic idea of Lego Star Wars 2 remains the same as the first, retelling the Star Wars saga in a galaxy far, far cuter than our own. Mix in a healthy dose of Lego sensibility and you have a crossover made in geek heaven, at least until somebody makes a Star Wars vs. Transformers game. Gameplay is simple, straightforward, and accessible, meaning that if you're old enough to play with Legos, you're old enough to play this. About equal time is spent hacking up stormtroopers and solving inventive platforming puzzles. Huh, I don't remember this part from the movie. New to this game is a dodge move for non-Jedi characters, which makes them actually useful. In fact, their range makes them a bit more useful than the Jedi in the game. Also, whoever did Han Solo's animation needs a promotion and a raise. Hell, all the animation is great, and even the liberal amounts of slapstick injected into the cutscenes adds to the charm of the game. Finally, a game in which a Wookiee can rip a man's arms off and remain cuddly. A good number of vehicle levels are mixed in, all offering much better control and design than the incredibly frustrating pod race of the original game. Naturally, the Lego theme is played to the hilt. Ah, thanks a lot, Luke. I'm never gonna find all the pieces to that. Tons of extra characters and features can be bought in the Mos Eisley Cantina, using Lego studs collected during levels from destroyed scenery. If you learn one thing from Lego Star Wars 2, make it this: Luke Skywalker hates flowers. So, what could possibly be the downside here? Well, it's easy, real easy, and also, it's short. You'll breeze through all three movies in less time than it takes to watch them. There's a lot of extra stuff to go back and unlock, but the main game's over pretty fast for 50 bucks. Other than that, I just have to wonder why the hell nobody can make a good Star Wars game covering all the movies that isn't made out of Legos. But for now, Lego Star Wars 2 will do just fine with a 4 out of 5.
To continue celebrating functional modularity and stackability, it's time for the X-Play replay.
Tenchu Dark Secret got a 1 out of 5 because it's bad and it's ugly. Sitting here with my son watching your show and I just saw the most lewd skit, and I am totally disgusted. The two guys in a jail cell. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The simulated prison rape scene for Nintendo DS. I cannot believe that you would air something like this. Kids watching your show for cheats and game reviews have to see this crap, and I am sick.
Dear Jen, we don't do cheats.
Yeah, and that's not how you spell lewd. L-E-W-D.
Lewd is a slang term for quaaludes, as I'm sure you know. It's a barbiturate quite popular with the stay-at-home moms looking for a good time.
But to address the rest of your question, look, Jen, we here at X-Play are about education. And if your kids don't learn about prison sodomy from safe, reliable sources, they're just going to pick it up on the streets.
And children uneducated about prison sodomy are the ones most likely to make mistakes about prison sodomy. Don't you want your son to know how many packs of cigarettes he's worth?
Don't you want your husband to realize his drunk driving conviction could be the first step on a beautiful journey of self-discovery?
Jen, all we want to do is make sure that every prison rape is a wanted prison rape.
It also was pretend.
Yes, it was two of our producers, and they were fully clothed.
So, man, perhaps you should reevaluate your life's priorities before you start protesting simulated, fully clothed man-on-man laws.
Yes, and this beautiful plea for gender equality comes from the very heart of X-Play.
We have a heart?
have a sounding.
Yeah.
You okay with that information?
I'd pierce it, but it would spark. Mine hangs so low. I mean, it just drags on the asphalt. And finally, watch what one Asian kid is able to do in 22 seconds. And no, he's not going to fillet and flash fry a bucket of rats like our first site. He's kicking it old school.
It's on video, dude. Oh no. Oh, that's record. That's record. That's record.
Oh, snap!
That I salute you, my Asian brother.
One-handed Cuban, what's up?
That Attack of the Show TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I am your queen bee, Olivia Munn. Now let's throw it over to my two favorite guys in the entire world, Kevin Pereira and Chris Gore.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You have to encourage her. She doesn't stop. Good job, Olivia. Very nice. Good job, sweetheart. Okay, let's see it. Go get your juice box and Cheerios. There's a bag of them.
Okay.
It's Tuesday, folks. You know what that means. More credit card debt from all the new releases, and that's why local bully Chris Gore is here to sort out the cool from the crap. It's a little something we like to call a DVD Tuesday. Welcome back to the old show, Chris.
Let's get right to it. Get right to it. We know what today's
I know
about.
what it's going to be. Let's see it. Here we go.
Today's about
Cleaning
how
out your
many times
closet.
I've bought Star Wars on Laserdisc.
There it is.
That's
All right.
3 times.
Laserdisc, got it.
Laserdisc, VHS, right here. Got a bunch of
Okay,
those.
got a couple of those.
VHS.
Oh, okay, wow. All
then
right.
you got even, look, I have it on Super 8.
This is the
Empire
extra
Strikes
special edition, too,
Extra
which is
special.
fantastic.
Yeah, so, look, I watched The Loop very intently.
Yep. Star Wars original, unaltered, thanks to the bonus feature trilogy. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this. I've already got them bootleg, and these are from the Criterion Collection, which is right here. But look, you want to throw them in your DVD player and check it out. And one of the things that I love about this is we get to finally see Han shoot first.
Is that really that big of a deal?
Yes,
I mean, I
it is
understand
a big
changes
deal.
the character
It is a big
arc,
deal.
but is it really enough crying over?
Well, look, for me, yeah, as a fan, I mean,
Okay.
obviously I've given George Lucas about $1,000 by buying this crap.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look, see for yourself. Let's check this out.
All right, let's watch it.
Yes, I bet you have.
Now that's the Han Solo I know and love.
Okay.
That's Han Solo.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. I see. Do you want to?
Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's
do it
try
again.
it.
Let's do it again. Let's do it one more time.
Come on, go ahead. Just
One more time.
Yes, I bet you have.
Nice!
Nice!
In the
Nice.
face!
Oh, I
He
love
did
it.
shoot
I love it.
first. He
Love
did
it.
shoot
Can't get
first.
enough of it. Can't get enough of it.
Let's just do it one more time. Why not? What are they going to do? They're going to fire me? Let's do it one more
Let's do it
time.
again one more time.
Come on!
Yes, I bet you have.
Yeah, that is good.
Feels good. Feels good. Feels good.
So what's the bottom line on this? I mean, it is just the Laserdisc transfer. You are buying
It
the
is a
movies
laser
again.
transfer. There's really nothing new on it. But I got to say, for me, because I'm a collector, I have to buy it.
Okay.
So when I say it's a buy, I'm saying it's for me personally. For you, you really got to look at like how much shelf room you've got, and then also the way I buy DVDs, I trade stuff in constantly.
Right.
So I'm constantly taking DVDs where it's like, don't need it, don't
So
need it.
sack that
New
all
edition.
up, put it on eBay, or bring it back to the old store.
eBay,
There you
Amazon,
go.
there's so many places to sell it, your local store.
All
Get
right.
rid of it and get the new version, and then you'll buy it again in May
Yeah.
when they come out with all 6 for $200.
And then again next year when it's Blu-ray and
Precisely,
HD. Okay.
HD and all that stuff.
Let's move on to something that The Office Season 2. It's one of those things where I don't care what special features it has, the show alone.
What's not romantic?
Give her the 40 of Steel Reserve, but, you know, she doesn't drink it. You still involve the can. It's pretty, yeah, it's good.
All right,
It's
well,
like a pack
that's
of tennis balls.
Okay, that's your idea of romantic, Kevin. That's no wonder you have no girlfriend right now. But one guy who definitely has a girlfriend, he is going by the name Ant, and he decided to do something very different than what Mr. Ferrier had.
What?
He set up a whole website dedicated to his girlfriend, Amanda. To celebrate the occasion, he's got their favorite song playing on the page, and of course, a bunch of their cutest photos together. How
what
cute
a-
is that?
what a D-bag.
He even put, wait, no, look, he even put up a shot of the tulips that he says he promised her. He even added this somewhat creepy photo of himself dressed as a flower. Yeah. Regardless, this guy is in love, and it's so sweet. And apparently wants the whole internet world to know about it.
Nerd
Which is,
love.
you know, it's kind of cute, don't you think?
Yeah, no.
I mean, he put a whole, I mean,
No,
look, all
it-
that time and energy to a webpage and music and pictures.
Yeah, listen, here's the deal. The problem is that, like, it was sweet, but the guy's got nothing on me. And, like, I saw the
What?
girl. She's kind of cute. So I'm thinking maybe I make my own page and list the reasons why she'd be better off with a guy like me instead of a
Shut
complete
up.
douche like that.
Wait, no, hold on.
Totally
You're going to try
done.
to steal his girlfriend.
Yeah, I'll buy her a field of tulips.
Okay.
I won't just handpick a couple.
Name a couple
I will pay immigrant workers to get an entire bushel.
Give me, besides that, name 3 reasons why she would dump her boyfriend for you.
First of all, cable television darling. I mean, that should be 1, 2, and 3. But I'll play your little game. That's fine. Number 1, I am on cable television. Number 2, I drive a WRX with a rear view backup camera.
Oh, that is
okay?
true. That is hot, you
And
guys.
number 3, I let things like that define me as a person, inside and out. So, you take that to the bank.
All right. Well, look,
Get some interest on that one.
Kevin, her boyfriend is obviously really sweet, something that
I'll
you
hire
are
an
lacking.
entire web team to make a page for her on her first anniversary. We'll have a flash introduction, be built in Ajax. It'll be diggable.
Okay, how can you compete with this? On his website,
Ruby on Rails.
he says, thank you for allowing me the honor to love you. Oh, my God.
Thank me for allowing you the honor of sleeping with me, is really the way my page will read.
So, okay, finally, did you guys think we were going to give you more lovey-dovey fluff? No, Kevin obviously killed that. We know you like some good old-fashioned stupidity, so watch what happens when some kid gets together with a video camera and a stapler.
Wait, are you sure? Ready? Look. Oh! There! Oh! Oh! Okay. You can see it, yeah. Is it out this side? Yeah.
That was pretty...
On special edition versions of the original Star Wars trilogy. However, he hasn't been entirely hands-off with these discs. We have uncovered some brand new footage Lucas added to his films in a last-ditch effort to have his prequels make some sense finally.
Nice.
Here's a clip from Star Wars: A New Hope.
That reminds me, I have something here for you. Your father's lightsaber. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough, but your uncle wouldn't allow it. Well, I mean, I assumed he wanted you to have it. I just kind of picked it up. By that time, your father was a limbless, charbroiled corpse, mind you. And all he could scream was, I hate you, because of the pain I put him in. But you know, deep down, I figured he wanted his son to have it. Not that he knew he had a son, of course. You were born later. Again, I just kind of put 2 and 2 together. Oh, and your uncle? Honestly, I don't even know the guy. We never actually met. Did meet your aunt once. They were just space dating. I handed her you when you were just a baby, and then I took off. It's very awkward. Anyway, enjoy.
No.
No.
No?
Yes. No.
Please?
All right. Turn it on.
The old lightsaber going limp. I've had that before. You know, I wonder if...
Ben? You must go to the Dagobah system.
Dagobah system.
There you will learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master who instructed me.
Yoda?
Actually, funny story this. Yoda didn't really train me. He was kind of the head guy, you see. He did once embarrass me in front of a classroom full of kids, though. Sorry, younglings. It's kind of a that way.
Yoda?
Right. Anyway, my mentor was actually this guy, Qui-Gon Jinn. Good man. Great hair. Pretty much taught me everything I know. Then he died, of course. So, Yoda's really the last Jedi left. He ran away from the Emperor like a fish tail between his legs. But, it's either him or nothing. Luke? Luke? Hello?
Welcome back to Attacking.
Care about.
Look, when I first knew him, your father was already a great pilot. Well, I mean, he was 8. And he kind of drove this race car sort of thing. In fact, I wouldn't actually call him a pilot, per se. Although he did blow up a Federation command ship. Accidentally.
You said Vader betrayed and murdered my father.
Did I? Did I? Yeah, that's why I always like to say it all depends on a certain point of view.
Certain point of view.
When your father was seduced by the dark side, he ceased to be Anakin Skywalker and became Darth Vader.
Wow. You must have been consumed by evil over a long period of time there.
Well, no, not really. Seriously, one minute he was all, "Oh, hello, everyone, old chum. What new adventure shall we have today?" Next, he's killing babies. Sorry, younglings. Shocked the shit out of me, I don't mind saying. Oh, and Leia's your sister.
Leia's my sister.
Yes, I just said that. Leia's your sister.
Leia's my sister?
Yes, she'll try to give you some BS about having vague memories of your mother, but don't buy it. Mumsy kicked it when you were both minutes old. The only cuddling either of you got was from a medical droid.
How did my mother die?
The official diagnosis, I believe, was broken heart.
Come again?
Ah, yes. Broken heart.
You can die of that?
Apparently.
That's retarded.
That sounds bad. I was like, I can pee now. Oh! We're almost done with the show. And someone's
Yeah. Ow!
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Did that hurt?
Yeah.
Sorry. It's pretty cute, but we were curious what it looked like on the inside. You know, if you take off all that cuddly red fur, you go from cute to nightmares pretty quickly. Ready for this?
Yeah, look at this thing right here. This is the deferred Tickle Me Elmo. Oh, God! What's it doing?
It's waving. Hi.
Look at that.
Oh.
Okay. If I could do that, I would never,
Never leave the house.
Never.
Man.
Get off me! How scary is this thing? Like this, I could see an army of these things like attacking a city at one point, like 2 million of them. You know?
Again. That was like me last night.
Wow.
Again.
Nice. Okay. Oh, some poor 4 or 5-year-old kid out there is crying his eyes out. This is like a $300 toy. You can't find them anywhere. We're crushing them here on Attack of the Show. That's commitment.
It's indestructible, though. It won't stop.
It stops.
Oh, it stopped.
Need
Just
to
like
say-
that.
Yes, the secret word is indestructible. Now, even though my computer at home has more viruses than Paris Hilton's seat covers, I still love getting me some news from it. I do.
Strap on.
16 candles with the jock straps on the head. Female extraterrestrial. So let me ask you a question, Will. What's this ambilight technology? You're just blowing smoke up my crack, or is it legit?
Dude, okay, now, here's the deal. There's real science behind it, but it's really kind of boring science. I can tell you this subjectively, it really makes watching movies a lot more immersive.
Isn't boring science a double entendre? Or is that redundant?
Oh, come on.
Or
You
is
don't
it...
always have to be the cool kid in class, Zach.
Sorry, I ran the joke.
No, but it's pretty cool, though. What it does, though, it takes the colors that are on the screen, and it actually, like, throws them around the screen on this little, like halo effect. It's very cool. It kind of makes it pop.
And that's an extra, like, $8 grand for that.
And that's only about 3,000.
Solid.
Yeah, you can afford it. You're a big-time
Dude,
fantasy
I'm
Hollywood
huge.
guy.
I'm large, man. I'm making 4 figures this year. Now, what in God's name is this thing that I'm wearing? You know, well, actually, what is this? Yeah, this is, okay.
It's a 3D budget from Imagine. This company's been doing a lot of cool stuff in gaming displays, and this one really pulls the game, you know, out of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you look really comfortable with it on there.
Oh, this is actually
It's a Z800, it's like $540. But what's cool about it, though, is that when you're playing a game, from, let's say, 12 feet away, it looks like you're watching the game on, like, a 103-inch screen.
Yeah, no joke.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And chicks totally dig it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, chicks, I'm rolling this out to a club tonight.
I was wearing it earlier. Michelle Merkin saw me in that, and she was like, dude, we're so going out.
You hooking up with Michelle?
Dude, totally, man.
Shooting at the walls of heartache. Bang, bang. You are the warrior, my friend.
Exactly. Tough guy, tough guy. Anyway, Zach, I'm going to leave you to your games. You know, go to Imagine.com. Get one of your own. Very cool.
Whew. I love this thing. Look for Will's big, throbbing tech check-ins every Friday right here on Attack of the Show.
Yeah, welcome to the gun show.
Podcast is a must-see. And
Jackass must see for me, definitely.
What about this film, Science of Sleep?
Science of Sleep, if you're one of the people like me who likes to read subtitles, this is Michel Gondry's movie, and it's bizarre. It's one of those French sort of romantic comedies that doesn't make a lot of sense, but visually is so unbelievable. I mean, one of the sequences is the characters suddenly turn into animated pieces of yarn and start to talk.
Wow.
It makes no sense, but it's great. Michel Gondry's new film that's upcoming, which is called Be Kind, Rewind with Jack Black, that is going to be awesome.
Nice.
And
Never even heard about that. So
no.
worth dropping the $10, maybe the $9 with the student discount card that I still have 8 years after college?
And you get plus 10 experience points if you take a girl to see a French film with subtitles.
Yeah.
Huge.
Very
Huge
artsy.
with the chicks.
Very artsy. Don't try the old wang.
Serials if they were written by Paul Schrader. So if you like Deadwood or The Wild Bunch, or you're just a fan of great escapism, run out and buy the Hex in his messed up face already, okay? Do that. And last but not least, 3 very quick picks. The indie fan should grab Local issue number 6. If you haven't been reading this series, it's about a transient hipster chick who's traveling all over North America looking for... Actually, I'm not really sure what she's looking for, but you should really start reading this. This issue finds her dealing with a roommate who takes obsessive-compulsive disorder to the next level. So if you've ever had to, like, live with a freak show roommate, or you're just a big fan of indie books like Optic Nerve or Box Office Poison, I highly recommend buying the whole run of Local, including this, issue number 6. And for the crime fans, we have The Cross Bronx, issue number 1. I slurred a little. The Cross Bronx. It's about a cop investigating a mass murder committed with a dead policeman's gun. And what I really liked about this was that it initially reminded me of great crime shows like Homicide: Life on the Street or The Wire. The weird thing is this book actually takes a supernatural twist at the end that kind of makes me worry it's gonna turn into The Crow, which I'm not super excited about. But I am cautiously optimistic this will be a great series, and it totally hooked me with issue number 1. So for the crime buff and for fans of the old ultra-violence, this one is a buy. And last but not least at all, hot off the presses, Civil War number 4. Now, I may not agree with all the character motivations of Marvel's big summer event, like Reed Richards totally selling out all his fellow superheroes. That's a little sketchy. But this issue is such a jaw-dropper that if you're a Marvel fan, buy it. Buy it already. Zach and Michelle, I've nerded everyone out enough. Back to you guys.
I'm into that Jonah Hex thing. I love those Western comics. You know, I want to borrow that flair. Can you hook me up? Thanks. Be sure to hit up G4tv.com/AOTS for more sweet, sweet comic-related goodness. And hey, check out the latest issue of Nylon magazine for a look at our favorite geek girl and some other rising Los Angeles communities.
For relaxing time, make it fun-toury time.
カットカットカット何やってんだこいつ何わけわかんないこと言ってんだパントリーウイスキー
He's saying he needs you to do it just one more time. This time, slower. Okay?
That's all?
誰だよこんなに連れてきたのお前責任者呼んでこい
Yep. Okay.
Slower. All right. For relaxing time, make it fun-toury
カ
time.
ット何やってんだこらあ
Hey. He's really needing you to go. Slower.
That's all he's saying.
お前カードボード持ってこいお前俺書き直してやるよ
Yeah.
He sounds really upset.
Yeah.
巻いていくぞ巻いていくぞ
That's all he wants
There
right
is
now. That's
all
he's
the
saying.
time in the world. Time is your friend. Okay? Enunciate.
Great. Slower. Great. For relaxing time.
ノーノーノーノーノーノーカット
I don't-
全部カットもうこいつもカット
I don't know what
何や
you're
ってん
saying.
だよじゃあ首だ首だお前なんか首だ
If I go any slower, I'll fall asleep. This is root beer. Let's say it louder. I still don't know what you're telling me. What was that? What? Okay. For relaxing time.
Kubida, kubida.
So you,
Kubida.
yeah, I get it now. Why don't you just say it in the first place? Yes.
Welcome to Tokyo, the coolest city on the planet. 6,000 miles away and 2 steps ahead. This city is the launch pad for the trends of tomorrow. From electronics to sneakers It all starts here. And at the heart of Tokyo is Shibuya, home of the world's busiest intersection, craziest nightlife, and all the shopping you can handle. The future starts now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Attack of the Show Tokyo 06. We are TV's only source for all the stuff you care about, and that's exactly why we are.
And Mario, you become Mario.
I'm here with Eric Wahlberg, the producer of Netfighter, and he's been doing martial arts stuff for a couple different years. Okay. So I hear that you used a lot of real martial artists when you made the game?
Absolutely. We used top tournament competitors. That was a good one. We used fighting champions from the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and all this just to bring realistic martial art action.
Your Kung Fu is pretty good, but how high can you jump?
See, Tommy's been...
We're in the DC booth with the infamous Ken Lashley, who is the artist on The Flash.
That's right, baby.
What's new with The Flash? I love The Flash, fastest man alive.
That's right. They changed Flashes, you know, as you know, went from Barry, then it's Wally, now it's somebody else. Everyone knows who it is, but I can't tell you here. Read the books, but it's going to be a lot of fun. He's the fastest Flash ever. Cool. So there's a lot of things that encompass it. So I really can't tell you any more than that, because I'll get sued by somebody. It's crazy. Some of the stuff I've been able to do, people will not believe. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of family, a lot of legacy. The first two issues have tons of legacy in it, tons of backstory, tons of other stuff, but the new stuff is going to be amazing. Awesome. And people who love the old stuff will be happy.
All right, so in terms of the humor and the wit, I mean, Flash has done some pretty funny stuff recently, very cool character.
Well, it's going to be a little bit darker.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit more edgier. I think they're going to get back to a little bit lighter stories, but the first few are not going to be, you know, the fun-loving, ha-ha-ha. It's going to be, I read the ship going, whoa, okay, it's the Flash or what, you know what I mean? But it's going to be fun.
Up next, the creator of the fifth...
First up, we've got a clip from a video game mod. Nothing fancy like making Command and Conquer into Halo, but a new spin on a classic game. Forget the Japanese. What if Godzilla terrorized the Koopas? Yeah, it's kind of an unfair fight, I know, but despite his size, Godzilla still has to hop on the Koopas, right? Now, listen up, video game producers. We want old games and lopsided fights. We want Godzilla in Excite Bike. We want Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and Mega Man. Sometimes, after a long day, we just want an easy win. Is that too much to ask?
That's not too much to ask.
Like, Guitar Hero was really hard yesterday.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. I shouldn't have thrown you on expert. That was my bad. I kind of sandbagged you. I kind of heard the Greyhound coming and just...
That's every day he does that.
What are you going to do? Next up, another classic revamp, though this time, it's Mr. Potato Head. See, instead of a boring old potato, though, you get to modify Clubber Lang himself, Mr. T.
Wow.
Pity fool! That guy. You know,
Is that what it looks like, balls?
Kind of, yeah. You can drag and drop whatever hair and accessories that you'd like on the former A-Team
Now, that's
member.
just silly.
It's
No one would ever wear glasses that big.
Mr. T could. You know what I'm saying? Come on, give it a whirl. Give it a whirl.
Okay,
we have the internet.
Okay, I like that one.
Don't give me, you give me unibrow?
Ooh, look, a little puff.
That's cute.
It's like when girls get their
dabble,
shave
yeah.
their little thing. They're like, I'm just going to shave a little circle or maybe like a little runway.
So what?
I hate it when girls do that shit.
You can't, that's not a landing strip on Mr. T. That's a totally different thing you've done there.
I wish we could make it up, like, it'd go down here somewhere.
Yeah, I think it would. Do you think he wears gold chains around it?
Oh, maybe that'd be nice.
And it's
little jingle.
Come on, give him a gentleman's stash.
Okay.
See, this site kill hours and hours and hours. We're gonna kill a minute, and we've already spent far too long on it. But there you go, quite the gentleman. There you go, the bearded necklace, and we're moving on. I just want to know where's what is it? What's his name from? George
Papard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does his oh, there it is.
Ah.
Is he a gentleman's stash? Gentlemen, it makes him look years younger, I think.
Yeah, Hannibal should have dropped those cigars.
Definitely, not a good thing.
And finally, we've got a video that shows a kid being humiliated in front of all his peers while playing basketball.
Hey.
A pall was cast over the realm of video games in the fall of 1983 as the industry began to suffer a monumental crash. No one factor caused the collapse, but rather it was a string of events that brought the video game world to its knees. Home computers such as the Commodore 64 began aggressively marketing their PCs as an educational tool rather than simply a gaming device. A deluge of video game consoles saturated the market, and with all these consoles came a glut of games, some of which came from companies looking for the quick buck, while others simply didn't live up to the hype. The media, who were quick to report on the glory days of Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, jumped on the downturn. Stories like Atari dumping thousands of ET cartridges into a mysterious landfill somewhere in New Mexico didn't help to send a positive message about the health of the industry. The crash was still in high gear in 1985 when Nintendo attempted to enter the American market with their Famicom. Retailers were still quite skeptical of video games, and thus Nintendo renamed their console the Nintendo Entertainment System to better remove itself from the negative connotation that video games still endured. Hits like Super Mario Bros. Soon turned things around, and with the 7th generation of consoles underway, it doesn't look like video games will end anytime soon.
The PlayStation 3 isn't the
Actually, it's not my birthday at all. It is the iPod's 5th birthday. That's right. It has really been that long.
Happy
now,
birthday, iPod.
happy birthday. Now, as a little memento, here is a promotional clip for when the device first came out.
There's something really cool happening, where music and this whole digital world that we live in are starting to come together. And in this new digital music world, Apple has a lot of technology to bring to the party.
Wow. That song was actually still on the Billboard Top 10 when this device
It
first
makes
came
me
out.
want to dance. I love it.
It's been a while.
But we want to...
Look at this thing.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe how
That's
big
actually
it
a
is.
second-gen iPod. Listen, if you think like that's a blast from the past, look at this. In fact, pay attention to the specs between the first iPod model versus today's model. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the first gen versus fifth. The storage on the first one, 5 gigabytes, 1,000 songs.
Which was huge at the time.
I remember my girlfriend's like, yeah, we can run all day long and listen to 1,000 songs. We can, yeah.
You can jog for 64 straight hours and never hear the same song twice.
That's exactly, that was the pitch.
You're too lazy to get off your couch and put the songs on your iPod. That's not happening. But
the new one.
Yeah, fifth.
You have a clip.
It's like one of those talk shows.
Look at the clip. Wait, do you know what the clip is?
Yeah, do you want to see it?
Well, this is, you know what this clip is.
I don't know what the clip is.
Let's go to the clip.
Let's see it. It's an adventure.
Folks, this is an action.
Rise and shine, Adam and Morgan.
What is that thing?
My name is Memory Card. I assumed that by now, Adam has taken over my recording, and that Morgan got frustrated and knocked it out of his hands. You two claim to be experts in video games. Now, are you ready to play my game? You are both wearing Power Glove, which is wired to explode, unless you can name the top 10 scariest games of all time.
You bastard!
You have 30 minutes, starting now. That is all.
I think we just got upstaged by a puppet.
Yes,
I think so.
No, really, it's just a cheap robot with hair.
Have you guys...
Was that Rob?
But have you...
Hello? Is anybody there?
Morgan, is that you?
Adam, is that you?
I think so. Hold on.
Where are we? What's going on? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Someone killed Olivia Munn.
Actually, I did that.
Why?
I thought she was one of the bad guys.
Why is your leg missing?
I got hungry.
Ew.
Hey, don't judge me. I had to do what was necessary to survive.
Adam Sessler. Morgan Webb. This is Play.
We have to figure out what's going on here. Morgan is delirious with fear. You're clearly trapped in some madman's game, and I give it a 1 out of 5.
Where did you get that?
I don't know, it had my name on it. Give it a 1 out of 5. Do I really sound like that? Out of 5. Out of 5. 5. 5. 5. Out of 5. 5. Hey!
That tape could have told us what we need to do to get out of here.
Hey, is that a key?
shine, Adam and Morgan.
What is that thing?
My name is Memory Card. I assumed that by now, Adam has taped over my recording, and that Morgan got frustrated and knocked it out of his hands. You two claim to be experts in video games. Now, are you ready to play my game? You're both wearing Power Glove, which is wired to explode, unless you can name the top 10 scariest games of all time.
You bastard!
You have 30 minutes, starting now. That is all.
I guess there's no better game to start off with than the granddaddy of survival horror, Alone in the Dark. It came out way back in 1992, and even though the graphics haven't aged well, it still has the creepy atmosphere of the Lovecraft stories it's loosely based on. The combat system wasn't very refined, but it did let you pimp slap giant rats. Ooh, that's satisfying. Okay. If your tastes are more modern, Fear may just be the game to scare your pants off. The first-person shooter takes the creepier elements of Japanese horror films and pairs them with explosive action sequences. It doesn't hurt that it features spooky atmospheric lighting and creepy ghosts who can say more than just boo.
She is a prisoner.
But not every game needs high-tech visuals to scare you. In 1997's Clock Tower for the PlayStation 1, players are on the run from a dangerous serial killer named Scissorman. Gee, wonder how we got the name. Ooh, right in the baby pouch. When Scissorman is hot on your heels, you'll have to choose quickly between hiding, running away, or fighting. Hopefully next time you'll bring something a little more deadly than a bedsheet. Clock Tower is a bit of a hidden gem. A lot of players missed it thanks to the limited release, but it's worth a second look now that you can get it for a cutthroat price.
Very good. You are 3 steps closer to your freedom.
What a...
Yes, somebody wasn't love as a child.
I can still hear you guys.
Awkward. They call a killer memory card.
Why is that, Franks?
Because he leaves one of them in each of his victims. My God.
Is this how they were killed?
No. It was worse than that. Much worse.
Rise and shine, Kevin.
Where am I?
Every day on Attack of the Show, you sit in judgment of technology. Well, today, technology will sit in judgment of you.
That actually doesn't make any sense.
Attached to your head is a virtual boy. If you try to remove it, you will die. But if you manage to play for 2 hours straight, you can go free. Make your decision.
I mean, you kind of made it for me. You can't really take it off. You tape my hands to this chair. What? Oh, hey. Oh, Wario. Yeah, okay, I remember Wario. I don't... Oh God, it's I don't remember the Virtual Boy being this blurry. Oh, I forgot. This is what the Virtual Boy looks like. Oh God, get the pinball game. Can I at least get the pinball game? Oh God, it's starting to hurt. Okay, now that's really starting to hurt. No, seriously, dude, are you there? Hello, it's starting to hurt my eyes. Oh my God, what is that? Oh, that does not feel good!
When they finally found the body, his eyes had literally been burned out of his skull.
Lieutenant, you're not going to believe this. Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb have gone missing.
All right, get on the phone with every G4 host you can find. We got a killer on the loose. Or it could just be a coincidence, I guess. I rushed to judgment there. Somebody want to grab him?
Time is running out. You still have 7 more games to name before you can earn your freedom.
How do we know we can trust you?
Trust, Morgan? What an interesting question. Perhaps you should look into yourself for the... Oh, boy.
Wait, let me just,
Not cool.
just grab it.
No. Joe.
I think I can fix it.
Joe, just leave it.
What? Are you sure? You won't even know it was broken.
Do you guys mind doing the next 3 games? We'll work this out.
No, trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Embarrassing in front of my victims.
Why do you always do this?
Are you okay?
It may not sound like it, but what you're hearing is the sweet sound of success. Coming in at number 7, Siren for the PS2 was a below-the-radar hit a couple of years ago.
You can see visions. You're not safe here.
Any fan of Japanese horror films like Pulse or Dark Water will fall in love with this game instantly. It has enough haunting imagery for 100 games, but the real draw was the ability to temporarily see through the eyes of the monsters surrounding you. If the game didn't feature a lame British dub, it would have ranked even higher on the list.
The dog's already dead anyway.
But trust us, it's still damn scary. Clive Barker's Undying is looking good in 6th place. Based on the story by the prolific horror writer, the game lets you play as Patrick Galloway, a paranormal investigator and occult expert who comes to the aid of a friend in need.
Strange events began happening around the manor.
From the first few scares, Undying feels like a classic ghost story. Chilling, thrilling, and a lot of fun.
You will come to learn fear as I have.
At number 5, Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem is slowly unraveling our psyches. And yes, we mean that in a good way. Players take charge of Alexandra, a young woman who has to solve the mystery of her grandfather's untimely death and her cursed family tree.
There's been an accident.
As you venture forth, your sanity meter drops, and when that runs out, you begin to hallucinate.
Fear not, for I will keep the darkness away.
Sometimes your hallucinations are pretty straightforward, but at other times, the game makers simulate video and audio glitches to throw you off kilter. It's a nifty fourth wall breaking gimmick that keeps you on your toes throughout the whole bloody affair.
Is it really happening?
Zach Selwyn, we know that you can act. We know you can sing. But can you dance? Prepare to find out. Show me your hottest moves.
Are you ready? Here we go. You bastard! Did you do your best? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Game over.
This just in. Fresh meat. Oh, God. Poor Zach. Good night, funny man. Bye con Dios.
I'm Layla.
G4tv.com. Always fresh, always new, always plugged in.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Oh, knock it off, Adam. We're not going to get these things up that easy. I mean, even if we are able to list the 10 scariest games of all time, then the speed getting out.
Hello? Oh, hey, what's up?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not doing much, just hanging around. What's up with you guys?
Adam!
Yeah, hold on. Let me call you back, Jerry.
Welcome to the 911 emergency helpline. Please say or spell the nature of your emergency.
Yeah, we've been kidnapped by these crazy guys. Put these explosive power gloves on our hands.
You have selected violent sexual assault. Please say or spell the object you are being assaulted with.
No, we've been kidnapped. Kidnapped.
You have selected call the flower.
Time is running out. If you want to keep breathing, you better keep listening.
What's left to say about Resident Evil 4? Well, how about saying that it's the 4th scariest game of all time?
Sounds like you thought this one out pretty well.
Thanks to jolting surprises and monolithic monsters, this shooter will have you jumping out of your seat every other minute. Even though this game had more thrills than chills, it still managed to work in plenty of unexpected surprises along the way.
What happened? There was someone over here.
Flying into number 3 is Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly. This Scarefest is part survival horror, part Pokemon Snap. Okay, I know that doesn't sound very frightening, but let me explain. In order to vanquish the ghostly apparitions that frequently pop up, you have to take pictures of them. What may surprise you is the genuinely scary atmosphere that this very Japanese horror game creates. Taking a big number 2 on the competition is System Shock 2. This ghoulish game is an overlooked gem from way back in 1999. At the beginning of this first-person shooter, you're awoken from a deep space sleep to discover that something's gone seriously awry with your travel plans.
You're on board the Starship Von Braun and something's gone very, very wrong.
You can say that again. As if that weren't enough, monsters are constantly popping out of nowhere to try and kill you. The graphics may not have aged that well, but the top-notch sound design is still in full effect.
So sick. Oh, okay. What's the worst crime scene you've ever been to?
That was a rape.
Oceanside Aquarium back in '99. Somebody snuck in after hours and repeatedly assaulted one of the dolphins. What? Are you kidding? There are those that say that it was the perfect crime. I'm sorry, who thinks that raping a dolphin is the perfect crime? Nobody ever found out who did it. Or that it ever happened at all. Another body, Lieutenant. It's also another G4 host. Damn it, it's Bloodbug. So if it didn't happen, yes, I'm sorry, how do you even know? You hear me on this frequency? Not even make me do it!
Batman, you want me to be your new sidekick? Okay. Okay, just as long as the Robin suit has pants now. Thank you so much.
Kristen Holt? You've been talking about joining the Justice League for the last 2 hours.
I'm sorry, it's a personal fantasy.
What the hell? Did you do this?
Not even close. Right now, the room is filling with a deadly nerve gas. Blair, surrounding you are some of your most beloved comic books. Hidden within their pages is the answer for your survival.
Well, then why am I here?
Kristen Holt, you've always cheated your way out of video games. To your right is a handgun. Inside the chamber are 3 rounds. Let's see if you can hit the gun. What the? Why the hell did you do that?
You shot me! Oh, I thought you were going to tell me to shoot her.
What? No. There's gonna be this whole thing where you're gonna tickle fight pillows and... You know what, never mind.
Kristen, I'm gonna be okay. Just call an ambulance. I think I'll make it. Yeah, but the thing is, you might testify against me. What?
No, Kristen, no, you're American.
Jesus! What did you do? Blair, hold on. I know you can hear me. I think I've got this. Right, so what you want to do is slow.
We have been testing the new ship.
Adam, stop dismembering Olivia Munn.
Jeez, it's not like she can feel anything.
Look, you'll have to come up with the #1 scariest game of all time, or we're gonna be as dead as she is.
Put your pencils down, kiddies. Your time is almost up. Are you ready to name the scariest game of all time?
Fine. You're not gonna like it.
The #1 scariest game of all time is Silent Hill 2. In this surreal nightmare simulation, players take control of James, a troubled widower who gets a letter from his dead wife saying that she's waiting for him in the forbidden hamlet of Silent Hill. When he gets there, he finds a mysterious look-alike,
Do I look like your girlfriend?
some creepy children,
Did I scare you?
and enough freaky monsters to fill 1,000 bad dreams. The grainy film quality, eerie visuals, and dreamlike narrative make this one of the most unforgettable experiences you can have with a video game. And it doesn't hurt that your arch nemesis in the game, Pyramid Head, is one of the most disturbing monsters ever conceived. I mean, just what the hell is he doing here? With all this going for it, it's easy to see why Silent Hill 2 is the pinnacle of survival horror and the scariest game of all time.
Very good, Adam Morgan. You've done the task admirably. But there is one final challenge that awaits you. What game would be complete without a boss battle? I'll be right down.
Finally we meet, face to face.
Why are you doing this? What did we ever do to you?
What did you do to me? You destroyed me. You turned my life into an everlasting nightmare. Gaze upon your enemy.
The gay pirate?
No, it's Aquaman.
For years you ridiculed my game, Aquaman Battle for Atlantis. I believe you even once called it the worst game of all time. Or have you forgotten?
Oh, that game was terrible. Oh, we should have put that on the list.
Enough! This may be just a joke to you, but your ridicule tormented me for years. Well, not any more.
Hey, you know what? I never realized what an impact our reviews could have. But, you know, we're sorry. We didn't mean to hurt you.
Really? You mean that?
Yeah.
Oh, of course we do.
Well, maybe I did take this a little too far. I did kind of kill some people. Maybe I probably overreacted. But you know what? I'm sorry too. I'm gonna turn myself in, and I'm going to right whatever wrong.
You scumbag!
Hello, officers. I was. We got him, Lady Flippers. He's never gonna hurt you again.
Oh my God, you killed Aquaman!
Aquaman? We thought it was the gay pirate. Superman's gonna be pissed.
He was about to surrender. You guys are the worst cops ever.
Cops? Yeah, cops. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're cops.
This is the first special episode where we didn't die at the end.
Aquaman didn't take off our power glove.
Oh.
Hey!
Hey, you know, we just wanted to tell you how sorry we are about this whole thing.
We thought you were dead.
Yeah.
I was drugged. I could feel and hear everything.
Oh,
Everything!
wow. Sorry.
Yeah.
Adam? Morgan?
Heather, you're
Morgan! Adam! Oh, it's you! Oh, glory! So good to be near you and hear you and whatnot.
Hey, guys. Don't forget about me.
Zach!
Hey, how you doing?
Hey!
Yeah, they couldn't save my legs, but they saved somebody else. Blair.
Oh.
So, is Christian Holt still on the loose?
Yeah, you know, last I heard she was fleeing to Mexico after killing a bunch of Border Patrol guards.
Wow, I just gotta say how sorry we are that, you know, we got Aquaman to try and kill us all.
But you know, as I look around this room, I know that despite our disabilities, we are going to go on to make some of the best television possible.
To get bloody, dismembers its way into theaters this Friday. And to celebrate, we're breaking down the top 5 things you'll never hear Jigsaw say. Here to present the list is the psycho dealer of death himself, Jigsaw. Let's get it started, folks, with number 5.
Would you like to play a game? Because my World of Warcraft guild is planning a raid tonight,
And we need a disc healer, preferably with spirit buff.
I didn't fancy him a WoW player. All right, number 4.
You have 20 minutes to get the keys out of my car. Seriously, I locked them inside. I always lock them inside. I can see them on the seat.
Right, number 3.
In the kitchen, I placed all the elements for a sandwich. You must assemble the sandwich and bring it to me before lunch. It's up to you to decide whether I want ham or pastrami.
That's a good choice. All right, number 2, folks.
The only way out of this room is to find the key. And... oh, wait, you found the key already. I guess I should have made that one harder.
And the number 1 thing you will never hear Jigsaw say.
Oh, yes. There will be kittens.
Come on, it's Jigsaw, everybody. Let's welcome Jigsaw himself, Tobin Bell, to the show. Tobin, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
That was. I think Jigsaw might say some of those things. There's a chance. Saw 15. He might be running out of things.
He probably does say those things to Amanda in the quiet of his lair at night. Yeah.
Now, listen, despite the fact that my own shadow tends to freak me out, I'm easily startled.
Yeah.
You're not very scary in person, Tobin, but I was hearing stories that you manage to freak out people during your daily routine from time to time.
Well, it doesn't happen very often. It happened most recently in a restaurant in Toronto. I ran out of the hotel one night and came into this restaurant, and I had thrown on my my hooded sweatshirt with a zipper.
Rainy night, right?
Rainy night.
So it's pouring rain. You're wearing a hoodie.
Exactly, wearing a hoodie. Went into the restaurant. It's 11:30 or so. Most of the people are gone. There's a little 20-year-old waitress behind the bar cleaning up the skids, scraping them or whatever she was doing. And I looked at the menu, and she came, "Can I help you?" And she went, "Aha! Oh, my God, I won't be able to sleep. I won't be able to sleep." And I said, "Darling, wait, come."
Did you ask for anything, for a cup of coffee?
I ordered an arugula salad, eventually,
now,
after I calmed her down.
Do you threaten her with death if she doesn't deliver it exactly to your specifications, or?
No. We became fast friends, and I made friends with all of her friends.
Oh, good.
I was there for 2 weeks, so I went back into the restaurant repeatedly, and we had a lot of fun together.
Sans hoodie, I hope. You know?
Sans hoodie.
Okay,
it was the hoodie, I think, that set her off.
Yeah, at that time of night and in the pouring rain, I think so. I think that might work.
Yeah.
Now, Saw 1, I mean, at least for me, the original Saw came out of nowhere, and it really kind of took the horror scene and then took everybody by storm. Did you, at the time when you're doing this film, did you think it was going to turn into this franchise and have such a huge following?
No, I spent most of the film lying in a pool of blood in the center of the floor, so it was a surprise to all of us. We were, and a pleasant surprise, because I had a car payment or two that I needed to make, and it has paid for a few of those.
Right. Now you change cars like you change underwear, right? You have a Hummer for every day of the week, and it matches your shoes.
Actually, I drive an old Bronco, is what I drive.
Nice. Yeah. Is it like the Al Cowlings edition, or is this?
No, it's It's a 91. They were driving a 93.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it still a big white box?
It's a big black box with a tan roof. Yeah.
Now, why haven't you upgraded here? I mean, come on, you've got some Saw dollars running.
I'm very, very fond of that old car, and it's running like a top. And I take the roof comes off in the summertime, so it turns into like a open air truck.
So what are you blowing the Saw money on then, Tobin? Come on. I mean, I know you roll over. Your bed is made of money, and you roll around with it.
We started remodeling our house, and so as you know, remodels you start out doing one thing, but that's connected to that, and that's connected to that. And before you know it, you're rebuilding the house.
And are you leaving the blood stains in the bathroom with the chains and all the other torture devices, or?
Well,
I imagine your bathroom looks exactly like the one from Saw. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. My wife would never put up with that. No. She's over at Snyder Diamond picking a little.
Yeah, of course. That's where it goes. That's
where it goes.
Yeah. Now how was 3? We had we were talking about the horror movies yesterday, talking about how you're constantly trying to raise the bar and top previous efforts. How does 3 stack up to 1 and 2?
I think Jigsaw saved some of his most shocking games for 3.
Really?
It's very fast-paced. It's rather a harrowing journey for not only the audience but some of the characters in the film.
Do you ever shake your head? Do you have to turn away from the screen? Can you believe some of the stuff they're getting away with in 3? Does it surprise even you?
Yeah, it
Really?
does. But you know, it's the fans that are you know, I talk to a lot of you know, skateboarders come up to me on the street and we talk about the films, and I say, what do you like about them? You know, they say they're just so exciting, but they're really interested in some of the concepts that we talk about. You know, like appreciating your blessings and stuff like that. Believe it or not,
You'd expect to hear. I like the part where the aorta gets cut and blood squirts onto the camera.
You would expect to hear that, but they really talk about some really interesting things, which is somewhat gratifying for an actor. You know.
Now, I saw you coming into the studio with a big film canister under your arm. I think that means you brought a clip along with you from the film?
I did indeed.
Okay, you want to set this bad boy up?
Which I didn't know what was in the can. I was carrying it, sort of, but I don't know what was in it.
It could have been a WMD for all you know. You should really peek inside those things before you come through security.
Right.
Here's, all right, you are in this clip, Tobin, so let's check it out. Here it is, Saw 3.
Hello, Troy. I want to play a game. Despite all of the advantages and privileges that you were given at birth, you have returned to prison again and again. More comfortable in chains than you are in freedom. Tonight, we will see how far you are willing to go to break those chains once and for all. Live or die, Troy. Make your choice.
I want to hear you order that dinner salad in that voice.
Yeah.
I really do.
I'll have the arugula with the grilled chicken.
That's awesome. We should have cut back to the puppet for that. Tobin, thank you so much for coming on.
It's my pleasure.
That was a lot of fun.
I'm happy to be here.
Everybody, Saw 3 breaks down the theater doors this Friday. I know you're going to go see it, but make sure you bring all your friends as well and get the arugula.
Still ahead, we've got the trailer for Pan's Labyrinth. It's a crazy new fantasy film. Basically, it looks like the Chronicles of Narnia on crack. You guys will definitely want to see this. Oh. Hey, what do we have today?
All right, we have the best comic books that came out in October. The best, hands down.
Now, the first up is The Other Side #1.
Yes. Now, this is a comic book about the Vietnam War. Half of it is about an American soldier, and half of it is about a Vietnamese soldier. It's really brutal, but it's so well written. This is the sleeper. I think this is the sleeper comic of October. Picked it up on a whim. Great book.
Now, it's really violent and really vulgar, though.
Yes.
So a lot of people have to know about that.
Yeah, it is not. This is not your grandma's comic book. But what I will say about it is, if you like Full Metal Jacket or Apocalypse Now, you should pick this up. It's great stuff.
Now, the verdict and why is basically just pick it up. It's great stuff.
Yep, buy it.
Buy it. Now, the second is the Ultimates Ultimates 2 #12.
Yes.
So explain this one to me.
Okay, so this is, again, this is Marvel's Ultimate line. This is sort of the HBO version of the Avengers. And this is such an amazingly action-packed issue. It's a big final battle between the Ultimates and this sort of third world coalition that's taken them on. It's amazing. Every panel is just packed with action and craziness. I highly recommend it.
Now, didn't this one come out in September?
It did. It did. And what happened was, at the end of the month, it came out right at the end of September, so we missed it for Best of September. It's so good. It got a little bump into Best of October because you shouldn't miss it.
So I'm guessing the verdict is buy?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Total buy for Ultimates 2 #12.
Okay, now the third is Escapist #4.
Right.
What's that one about?
Okay, so this is a comic book about a guy and a girl they're writing a comic book about this character called the Escapist, who's actually from a novel, Cavalier and Clay. A lot of people really, really love this book. And basically, it's really fascinating because it's totally, as I've always said, a comic book about comic book nerds, for comic book nerds, by comic book nerds. And it's really cool. This is an issue where they're doing like a silent issue of the comic book.
Yeah.
Really great stuff.
Now, I got to ask you, what's up with the two art styles they have there?
Well, one of the things that's so unique about this is that they have an art style for the sort of the comic book nerd story, and then they have an art style for the actual comic book superheroes that they're writing about, and the way they sort of seamlessly blend together. Really cool. Great stuff. Highly recommend it.
So the verdict is buy?
Oh, yeah. It's a buy.
It's a buy. We got 3 buys so far. Now, the last one, Ultimate Power #1.
Right. Okay, so this is another big Marvel event. How many events are you going to have, Marvel? But this takes the Ultimates, the characters I was talking about loving earlier, and Supreme Power, which is a comic book about another superhero team that's not set in the Marvel universe. They're in a totally different universe, but it's published by Marvel. they come together, and it's a great comic because it's written by Brian Michael Bendis, one of the best writers in all of comicdom, and it's drawn by Greg Land, who does these photorealistic characters. So with this kind of superstar artist and writer behind it, and those my two favorite super teams crashing together, how can it not be a buy?
So we got 4 buys today.
Yeah.
All good buys.
Best
Thanks
of
so
October,
much.
people.
Now, of course, our handy website has even more fresh ink.
When you're playing Battle Stations Midway.
Standing with the lovely Allie Larder, who is a star on Heroes. Tell me about Heroes. What's this show all about?
It's a group of ordinary people that discover they have these extraordinary abilities. And I think what's really interesting about the show and what really drew me to it is that it's people that are just trying to raise their family, get their kids to school, pay their bills, you know, all these basic things that people go through in life while these things are happening to them.
Ask about video games, though. You play any video games at all?
I just finished Resident Evil 3. I'm playing Claire Redfield.
Awesome. I know what your superpower is.
Yeah.
You can melt hearts. Isn't that true? Yes? No?
Well, we have incredible worlds in this game, but probably the person to best answer that question is Scott Rogers, the level designer. His office is right down the hall to the right. Watch out for... Never mind.
We got some creatures outside there you might want to get taken care of.
Now, how long does it take to do a game like this, and how many people are involved?
Well, Tommy, that's proprietary material, so I'm going to have to send you to a producer, Mark. So the way you want to get to that is go down the hall, take a left past the vending machines, but watch out for the sword skeletons, okay?
Sword skeletons?
Mark, there's skeletons out there in the hallway.
Nice thread. I'm just going to let myself out here, I guess, and hope that I don't encounter any of the undead.
Be careful. Be careful out there.
Hey, don't go away. We've got the brand new...
Quick thinking. Here's what happened.
Homeowners buy surge protectors to protect their possessions from unexpected surges of what? Electric current, water flow, air pressure, buyer's remorse.
I would say B, water flow, buyer's remorse.
What? Electric current. Oh, Chase, I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry.
The goose
You know they had
egg.
to scramble because they've never had to put the $0 graphic on the screen? They're like,
Eliminate 5 zeros and a 3.
Oh,
You think they reached him for a suit? You know he bought that to go on that show.
Oh, it's so sad. So sad.
The beta boys back at USC are very disappointed.
Well done.
Chase.
Well done, guys.
Even galactic heroes need to unwind.
Remember, there's a 2-drink minimum. Droids, not allowed.
It's showtime at the Alderaan Apollo! Thank you, thank you. The force is strong in this audience. You will tip your waitress. Our next performer killed last week at Jabba's palace. Please put your hands together for Chewbacca. Pick up your microphone. On the next Showtime at the Alderaan Apollo. You know, I'm not saying that Princess Leia is hairy, but she waved to me the other day and it looked like she had an Ewok in a headlock. You know what I'm talking about.
Chewbacca's got a tight 5. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
Now remember this.
Yo, it's Zach here in Westwood at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. And no, I'm not here to pick up a dime bag. I did that yesterday. I am here for the DVD release of Clerks 2 and a couple of other Kevin Smith flicks. Let's go inside and see if we can get our hands on some cool swag. I'm here with my main man, Kevin Smith. You know who this cat is right here. Clerks 2, coming out on DVD day. Is that why there's a line of nerds around the corner?
It's either that or somebody told them there's going to be something more promising here than a DVD side.
A couple of naked ladies or something. Nudes.
Some Britney upskirts, that kind of thing.
Now, in the movie Clerks 2, I love the Rosario Dawson dancing thing with the boobs shaking. The Jason Mewes scene, not so much.
That's a Mewes thing, man. Boy, he just watched that scene in Silence of the Lambs so many times and got it down to a science.
He says you came up with the whole idea.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the credit, Smith.
Tell me once and for all, why did deleted seasons exist? Is it because they're just like something cooler to help you sell the DVD, or do they just actually suck?
No, it's just they suck.
Any rumor that I might get 2 lines in Clerks 3?
You gotta wait some time. I mean, usually.
Yeah, oh yeah, this
decade.
is 2015, I'm assuming.
If you're planning that far ahead, you got a 10-year plan?
Absolutely.
Sir, I can toss you that ball.
Now, Clerks 2 is not the only DVD coming out today. There's something called An Evening Harder. What's that all about?
The first one was all him at the different college gigs he does, the Q&As. But this one we went to Toronto and London.
Who wants to buy this? I've rubbed it on me bum. So we took Mewes on the street to see if his pickup lines would work on British chicks.
How about let me get up in them guts?
That's horrible.
So that wouldn't work?
No.
You wouldn't go home with me?
No.
Sometimes they're drunk enough, at least get some sex, but no one wants to date someone that says, let me get up in them guts.
Tell that to my wife.
Is that what you said?
Amen, brother.
All right.
Congratulations on the DVD release.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bum a smoke?
Yes. Menthol, does it matter?
Not at all.
Finally. At least that could do.
The Clerks 2 DVD is out now, and you're going to need it if you want to complete your Donkey Show library.
Don't go and get...
Recently, you left the studio. The alarm went off. You scaled the wall. You were out in natural sunlight, which is scary sometimes.
Yeah, it burns. It sizzles. Yeah, no, it was great. This week I took Fresh Ink on the road to Golden Apple Comics right here in Los Angeles. Hey, it's time to highlight some of the best comics that came out in November. And while there's been a lot of great superhero titles like Runaways and Catwoman, I actually thought I'd focus on some indie books that might have flown under your radar. This is the Nightly News #1. It's published by Image Comics, and this is probably the most incendiary and controversial book of November. It's about a cult that assassinates representatives of the media, and it's because they're frustrated with this sort of synergy between media, news outlets, and advertising. So this is like this weird amalgam of like Bowling for Columbine and Adbusters and a sniper film. It's really interesting. It has an art style that's completely unique. So if you're looking for a weighty read that's going to make you think, I definitely recommend tackling the Nightly News #1. And if you're looking to buy someone a gift, Golden Apple has a lot of toys in stock, like this Venom, who appears to be giving Gene Simmons a run for his money. This is The Killer Part 1, and you didn't see me pulling it off the shelf because it's totally sold out. This is a story about an assassin, and what I like about it, it's not this adrenaline and testosterone-infused assassin tale. It's kind of a mellow, thoughtful, almost introspective tale about killing people, which is always good. It was originally published in 1998 in France, but it's finally making its way over to U.S. shores, and I highly recommend picking this up for a tale of a hitman that's a little different than ones you've probably seen in the past. Look at how high this waistband is. This is a man equivalent of granny panties. And last but not least, we have Acme Novelty Library #17. Now, this is the latest book by Chris Ware, who gave us classics like Jimmy Corrigan and Quimby the Mouse. This is definitely the most beautiful thing to come out in November. And the story, I gotta warn you, it's a little bit of a downer. Let's just put it this way. If you thought your childhood was depressing, Chris Ware has probably got you one better. But overall, a beautiful book, a great piece of art, definitely worth the splurge for the hardcover. And of course, you can always get the Charlie action figure from Lost
quite possibly the most boring action figure ever made. He's so pensive.
I am here with Ryan, owner of Golden Apple Comics. Ryan, what is the best-selling comic for you guys in November?
Without a doubt, Civil War from Marvel. Everybody's geeking out. They love the fact that there's two sides, and every issue there's something important going on, and it's keeping them coming back for more.
What do you think is going to be the biggest holiday gift book this year?
So far, it's a lot of the absolute books, the big oversized editions, especially like the Sandman, the great keepsakes. They're in oversized prestige formats, and it's just, they're awesome.
I wish I could afford them.
Me too. Oh, wait. I'll give you one.
Sweet.
So that's it for the best in November. I'm going to go and get started on my reading for next month. Ooh, nice.
All right, so there's giant hardcover editions.
Yeah, the Absolute Edition.
Is that something you would like as a gift?
Oh,
Would
yeah,
you
I'd love
appreciate
it.
that?
I'd be thrilled. The Kingdom Come one is just gorgeous. It's like all Alex Ross's stuff just blown up, looking beautiful, glossy pages. And then the Sandman one, they actually redid a lot of the color on the Sandman comics, which of course...
Did they just touch up the ink, or did they completely re-ink them?
Well, they touched it up, but in a way that's really nice, because one of the big complaints about the early Sandman books is like great writing. The art kind of wasn't there so much. So it's a really cool way to get introduced to Sandman, or reintroduced.
Blair, thanks for coming on. Thanks for that.
The fall of 1997 launched the first behind-the-scenes video game television show as the Electric Playground hit the airwaves. Initially conceived in 1995 by Victor Lucas, a self-proclaimed video game fanatic and all-around media junkie, he wrote a 3-page treatment on his very first computer. Once he had it on paper, it became a reality, and Victor was able to convince people and stations to air the upstart show. Now he just had to film it. Victor met video game composer Tommy Tallarico at the first ever E3 in 1995. A year later, he asked Tommy to join the Electric Playground as a host, because he realized that they shared the same enthusiasm for the video game industry. Over the years, many cast members have come and gone, and the look of EP has changed several times. The show even picked up a Telly Award. But through it all, Victor and Tommy have stayed true to Victor's original vision of people working together towards a common goal, covering video games with integrity and a genuine passion for the medium. EP has covered it all, from Steven Spielberg opening GameWorks, Shaquille O'Neal challenging Victor to a game of Shaq Fu,
I'll bust your ass in the video game.
Hey, anytime. Let's go.
and Stan Lee recounting the origins of Spider-Man, to John Carmack discussing the future of Quake, Sid Meier being inducted to the AIAS Hall of Fame, and Shigeru Miyamoto having a blast talking about his beloved creation. After 10 years, the Electric Playground is still going strong, and will begin production on its 17th season next spring, bringing home more of your favorite games.
We'll call it the Electric Playground.
And who would have thought?
Here's a scary movie.
I've had it with these eggs on this damn plane.
I heard you. Now, can you please go get some braids or a knife or something?
Discover what it takes
I'm so hot.
to survive an epic movie.
You're the future kings and queens of Narnia.
Oh my God, a talking beaver!
Beware of the wizards.
My name is Harry Potter. Aren't you a little old to still be a student here? Nonsense. I am but 14.
Epic movie.
Looks epic.
Looks
live in high def,
Yeah.
which is great. But if you don't have the Xbox, you can get it on teamxbox.com. Of course, if you want to save yourself some time and bandwidth,
Watch it here.
yeah, just take a look.
You ever wonder what's up there? Like what? Maybe someone up there was wondering what it's like here. I guess. Do you think we'll ever meet them? I hope so. Don't you?
FYI, this was entirely rendered by Digital Domain,
Yes.
and it's not gameplay, but that didn't stop any of the hype.
As it shouldn't. To get it. And finally, if you own a PlayStation 3, you can start downloading some of your favorite PlayStation 1 titles through Sony's online store. Now, 5 different PS1 games are available so far, including Siphon Filter, Tekken 2, Cool Borders. The only catch, though, is that you have to actually play these titles on the PSP. Okay, that's right. You can download them on your next-gen PlayStation 3, but you can't play them on the unit. Got to use the handheld. Now, if you're interested still, the games are available for $5.99 each from the PS3 online store. But now, it's time to hear from you, and apparently, you want to talk Halo 3, is that right?
They were crazy and hardcore. There's a new CG film on the horizon, and they hope to correct past mistakes. Here's your first look at the trailer for the new Ninja Turtles flick.
There's a legendary group of warriors that travels under the cover of darkness and fights for all those in need. But they have never been needed more than right now.
Did you see that up there? I've got a bad feeling.
Between two worlds. Every 3,000 years, the stars align, unleashing an army of monsters.
That can't be good.
Beyond our universe,
Within hours, we'll lose the city, and within weeks, the world.
there is a brotherhood
Attack is one!
that cannot be broken. Destroy them.
Aren't you cute? You want a butt-kicking little fella? Hey! Got any moves left? Just this one!
Did anyone get the license plate of that thing that hit us last night? It looked like your mom, dude.
Yeah, that would make her your mom, too. Goofus.
Nut.
Do it!
Kevin, what is this pizza? What is this?
To see back then, and if you happen to not catch Slasher School, then these probably won't make any sense. But that's kind of part of the fun, right?
It is.
Yeah, enjoy it.
The important thing to remind these students is that they're part of a larger horror legacy.
So, who can name some Slasher alumni?
Oh, Jason Voorhees. Correct.
Freddy Krueger.
Yes. No.
Michael Myers.
Wait, the guy from SNL in Wayne's World?
No, not that Michael Myers. Puritan.
Dr. Giggles. Are there 2 G's in Giggles?
I use the old blunderbuss, which is very inaccurate, but very historically accurate.
This one squirts Diet Coke. Just put that out there. You know, a little thirsty. You know, come see me.
So anyway, I got my first period, and that's when my psychic powers started manifesting. You?
All right, pencils down. Answers? I asked a simple question. 5 ways to kill people without using your natural weapons.
Strangulation?
Yeah, okay. I can accept that.
Defenestration.
You know how I feel about fancy words. Do you think that's funny, Puritan?
No.
What about you?
Sodomy. I think the students are really getting the hang of things. That wasn't meant as a pun. But I guess it could be, depending on how you edit it.
There's more Attack of the Show being readied as we speak. I have an item for the gamer who has everything. It's the 1990 Gold Edition Nintendo World Championship cartridge. Originally, 26 of these were given away as prizes in a contest held by Nintendo. After 22 bids, it's currently going for $3,400.
That thing's cool, man. I'd put
I
that on
know.
a chain and wear that as a necklace, you know?
That would be sweet.
That'd be all right, huh?
Would you be willing to pay $3,400 for it?
Dude, toad.
You can buy it now for $7,000.
Oh, really? There's a buy it now option?
I don't know. That'd be awesome. Would you buy it now?
Hell yeah. If it's real gold, is it real gold?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
Get out your 20-sided die and a protractor. It's entertainment time.
But before we can get to the non-stop math of Dungeons & Dragons, we should head to a destination a bit more urban. Here's our review of Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories for the PSP.
Welcome to the 80s, Vic.
Yes, the power of the 80s in the palm of my hand. That's what I'm talking about. Rockstar Games continues to pimp out their hardest-working franchise with Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. Like a good habitual offender, we just can't stay away from the life. We want the glamour, the pop, the vehicular homicide, all the stuff we loved back in 2003 when Vice City originally came out.
Who the hell is this hero?
He's Vic Vance.
I'm a Marine. What?
And like John Cena, he enjoys road trips, parties, and cracking skulls, especially ones attached to innocent bystanders. Vic is forced into the surprisingly redneck world of Vice City crime.
Yeehaw! This is some fancy driving.
Maybe a better name would have been Unincorporated Dade County Stories.
Let's go!
But it doesn't matter, because Vice City Stories hits you fast and furious with tons of missions and great GTA gameplay. The controls handle well enough on the PSP, although the camera can be a supreme pain in the ass. How am I supposed to stab this guy if I can't see him? Murder is hard. Vice City caught flack for focusing on the ethnicity of its denizens, and nothing has changed.
Cholo bastard! There he is! Cholo bastard!
Oh, Rockstar, is there nothing you won't do for controversy? Just wait. I'm sure GTA Abu Ghraib and Grand Theft Abortion are right around the corner. All public drunkenness aside, the voice acting is top-notch. Each character has a distinct personality, even if they have the animated coordination of an epileptic. The radio stations are almost as much fun as the rest of the game. Don't you wish you had a Run DMC personal soundtrack?
You drive like a jerk.
As in Liberty City Stories, Vice City offers multiplayer matches with up to 6 players. That is, if you happen to have 5 friends with PSPs and their own copies of the game within Wi-Fi distance, which is exactly the same percentage as people who still display Wham posters and maintain self-respect. Oh, George Michael, where did the magic go? Life on the streets is hard for Vic. It's a cruel place where all a man can count on is his wits, a flamethrower, and sometimes a tank. Vice City Stories is impressive as a game. It's got all that great GTA gameplay, but in cute miniature form. But it's like listening to the 80s station on the radio. You love the tunes, but you'll never hear anything new.
Yeah, Daddy, I'm coming home!
Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories releases our inner thug with 4 gangland shootings.
Cholo kill you good.
Out of 5.
Hey, that's crazy. A decent game coming out for the PSP, right?
Well, yeah, I'll fax some pictures of all your girlfriends. It's fine. Every time we go to the fax machine throughout the show, there it is, folks, it's going to be like Christmas. You know, we don't know what we're going to get, so surprise us. Send us what's on your mind.
Yeah.
We're actually going to try to show as much as we can throughout the show live on air.
So much fun. Again, send us a fax at 310-979-2699 or go to G4tv.com/fax AOTS.
Nobody has a fax machine. Nobody has one out
online.
there.
They're all going online.
Go to the website. Send us one, please.
Maybe another thing we can do is send out your personal cell phone number. Just call Kevin
Oh,
live
yeah,
on
we'll
air.
do that. Yeah, I'll give out
That'll
yours.
be
You've
fun.
got 2 right here. We can just let them
I
ring.
know, those are my phones. You guys, now while we wait for your randomness, let's go to a place that always delivers. Welcome back to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. We are live and checking what you have sent us in our fax machine.
Hey, little brother.
So much fun.
Look at this little guy. He's got
I know.
a phone on.
Okay, Kevin, what do you have?
Okay, we're getting good stuff. I'm going to run through it quickly. Guy Browning sent in a suggestion for our new theme song. It was sheet music to the Lord Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Real toe tapper.
Now, Miko from Michigan says, I love you, Olivia. I worship you. I will die for you. Oops, my wife just got home.
Oh, hi. Hi, Mrs. Miko. Then we got a cash count, looks like from an Econo Lodge somewhere.
That's so great that the Econo Lodge is watching
so
us.
hi, Econo Lodge. What's going on?
I love the Econo Lodge.
Good time to rob them, by the way.
Okay, here's a good from afar and yet far from good. The real reason we watch. It's pictures of you dressed in looks like a
drag. Yeah, that would be drag.
Here's me on the set of my Nickelodeon show and at a premiere.
And
we love you.
from Charles Highcock Jr., we got you guys are awesome. I'm skipping World of Warcraft to watch you guys, which means a lot.
Can you hear that? We're getting on.
There we go, real quick.
And then here's one more, AOTS Rocks from John and Diane. I think that's his mom's name at the top, but some art.
And a homer. All right, we're going to check in later. We got more stuff coming in. Fax whatever you want to this little machine right here, 310-979-2699. 2699 if you don't have a fax machine.
Miami Vice, of course, this is the Michael Mann based on the TV show, but really what
this was about the guys, the cowboys in the mountains?
Yes, they're busting drug lords and whatnot. I mean, you know, this was, you saw this movie, didn't you?
Of course, of course.
It was controversial from the standpoint as it strayed so much from the TV show.
Sure.
You know, it wasn't fun and
Didn't even have the theme song,
right? It was very
like
dark. No, it didn't have the theme song. So, I mean, it's a much more serious take on the concept. And the extras on this, if you were not a fan of it, the extras are actually pretty cool. Some deleted scenes, but also this Michael Mann commentary that's absolutely fantastic. He talks about how they trained with the weapons, Colin Farrell. I mean, like, they used weapons. I mean, these are real weapons that they're using. Obviously blanks. But they actually, all the strategies.
I've heard that rumor about Colin as well,
yes. Yeah, exactly. All the strategies that they used, including the gunplay, was all based on real police strategy.
Well, that's a cool special feature.
Yeah.
But is it enough to make this a purchase, especially if you maybe weren't a fan of the film? Or?
Right. The thing is, this was a mixed reviews on this movie, and I was a big fan of it, but there's just not enough on it to make it a buy. It's also not a film that I would necessarily watch over and over.
Right.
Definite rent to check out, especially if you missed it at the theater.
Okay.
The extras are good.
Definite rent on Miami Vice, then.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
Let's move on to a movie that you can't escape the ads for. Love It, Break.
The way he explains it doesn't seem too hard.
It's Attack of the Show tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Everybody, welcome back to Attack of the Show. TV's only yada yada. You know how this works.
But faxes.
Let's get to them. You want to start it off?
We got
some
faxes.
good ones.
Yes.
Good ones.
We got some nice caricatures.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is that what's number 4? Number 4, I think, is the bowel.
Yeah.
The
these
bat
are very
owl?
good. Aren't they good? Now, what do you have?
I got Dip Me in Honey and Throw Me to the Lesbians, which...
What does that mean?
It's like a war cry. And then he says hello.
Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Now here's one for Zach. I'll bet Zach could take that bologna. Here's a little picture of a bologna.
Oh, it's an angry piece of meat. All right, now Travis from WV, what is that, West Virginia? Travis is very angry. He says, look, dude, the fax machine is not dead. I use mine all the time. So, Travis,
you're right, and we love our fax machine here.
Yeah, neither's the Telegram.
Here's one. Your show is the best show I've ever seen. You know what? You know what, Amina? We agree with you.
This one literally just came in, so we didn't run it by legal, but I love it. It says, "The spoon is too big," which is great. I love it. I love it. I'm right there with you, buddy. Well done. Well done, Peter and Sarah.
And here's one for our girl, Kristen Holt.
That's Kristen. And apparently there's a disclaimer that it should be placed on her desk, so do that. All right. Coming up tomorrow, we'll break down the best and worst movies and TV shows of the year in the loop. Plus, in our web tools segment, I'm going to show you how to really edit your videos online. It's a great program. It's free.
And on Friday, tech expert Will O'Neill will come by and show you the latest gadgets and electronics you're going to want to have under your Christmas tree this year.
Fan favorite Matthew Oka from NBC's Heroes was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Leonardo DiCaprio scored huge, getting 2 Best Actor nominations.
So cool, he took the picture and used it for his desktop wallpaper, and then he posted a screen grab of it. Unfortunately, the apparent noob forgot to hide a folder called She-Mail Vids on his desktop. You know, there are 29 pages now of good-natured ribbing that followed. It happens. But the ultimate poem? Perhaps. But no one really hides their possibly humiliating folders anymore. Consider our very own Will O'Neill's desktop. You know, he walks away from his computer, he goes to the bathroom for 2 minutes, and what he's doing is saying, you know, I don't care who sees the extreme livestock or wizards and horlocks folders on my desktop. And Zach, he's not trying to hide the special friendship that exists between him and Will. It's right there on his desktop wallpaper. Oh, that O'Neill's such a tease. Great abs, though. Don't forget, kids, forum posts featured in today's...
And worldwide, the film has brought in over $450 million.
Today, we're going into the Comic-Con archival vault to really pull out the evidence that they're actually trying to turn the hit Marvel franchise into a musical.
Wow.
Sounds like an okay idea, but here's the show tunes action. Take a look.
We have been doing the Comic-Con Masquerade for, how long?
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years now, and I tell you what, it never gets old.
Anyone can recreate famous comic book battles.
That doesn't really express our passion, so we like to make our performances musical.
Don't cross the path or you feel his wrath, and once he goes, nobody knows how to stop him. 'Cause I'm the juggernaut, bitch. He's the juggernaut, bitch.
Right now we're on a pretty big mutant kick.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success with X-Men themed work.
But right now we're working on a little piece we call the fiery immolation of the Phoenix.
The pain of my flesh being ripped apart is not compared to this pain in my heart.
What's going on in my head? Everywhere I look, the people are dead. The voices inside saying Logan must die. Oh, how can I? How can I love him?
Gee!
I'm not a classically trained singer, and a lot of people are surprised about that.
Absolutely. I was shocked when I found out.
Yeah, I know.
I, on the other hand, am a classically trained singer.
Why is my love killing you?
No, you're off pitch again.
Why is my love?
Stop thinking about it. Just do it.
We do have our rough patches.
But it's the love and the music that keeps bringing us back together.
You, Kevin.
Wait. My adamantium bones have meant that I've lived alone. My regenerative power through sun and rain shower. I've walked the world around until there was you. Until there was you. Oh, yeah.
In the end, it doesn't matter who wins or if we even place. The point is the X-Men have taught us to overcome our differences.
They may have laser eye vision and psychic energy blasts, but we have our music.
Yeah.
And in the end, really, what's more powerful?
Well, probably the laser eyes.
All I
It's our last stand.
nailed it.
That was great.
Yes.
And how much Uncle Oinker's strawberry-flavored gummy bacon, so realistic you guys would want to, fry them up with some eggs and a side of hash browns. You can have that fun flavor, too, for $5.
But does it taste like bacon? Get in on that. Let's see, what do we got here?
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's awesome. What is it? How's it? It smells like strawberry.
Yeah.
No, I just...
It ate the other side.
Okay. No. Oh, yeah, that's...
Pretty good.
It tastes like rubber, actually. A little bit of strawberry. Hint of strawberry.
Just a hint.
Not bad. Nice and cheap, too. All right, now we have, from Think Geek, a USB missile launcher. This thing is awesome. I actually got this from my cousin. Because, the workplace is a dangerous place, and there's no better... Did you just...
It was really gross. It did taste like rubber after
Did you
you
just
eat
spit it? But you put it back on the plate. Like, maybe some of the camera guys wanted some now. Now look at that.
Sorry, guys.
That's good. All right, you should finish that, by the way.
It's gross.
There's no better piece of weaponry than a cube missile launcher. Check this out. Actually controlled with software on your PC. You can raise and lower the cannon.
So you can have it set up in your room somewhere, and then your sister won't know when you're, hitting her with the dart.
That's it. And it fires, apparently it fires over 6 meters. So let's see. Let me aim it at the old camera there.
Which
and
camera?
Here we go. That one there. It gives you some warning beeps, which will give people hours to run away as it shoots some air into the compressor.
Camera right there.
It's a little off. You can see the aiming's off. But hold on. Boom!
Oh, you hit the other camera.
Well, I hit a camera.
You hit a camera.
It's pretty awesome. For $40, you can't go
That
wrong.
is awesome.
And it's USB powered.
Now, Kev, I gotta say, nothing says Christmas like USB power snowbots. They are half snowman, half Cylon. Decorate your cube or house with these robotic snowmen. They are only $13 each.
And they make this really lovely droning sound, which is perfect.
What is it, like a haunted snowman?
It's the robotic hum
when
of death.
When we're sometimes at G4 late at night, you just hear that.
Yeah, it's becoming self-aware while you're working on your Excel and your Microsoft Word documents. So there you go.
Cute.
It's a nice upgrade. We had USB snowmen last year. Now it's half robotic. So there you go. And now a fun little gadget to get everybody, is the MP4 watch. So you can take Attack of the Show or really any piece of television on your wrist to go. And it even tells the time, which a really good watch should. 1 gig of storage, not bad at all for $100. Kind of Dick Tracy, yeah.
That's nice.
It works
I love how
USB,
you go, and it even tells time.
Right?
It's a watch that
What a
tells
feature.
time.
Analog.
Now, you guys, we had a lot of fun last week with Think Geek's Annoyatron. We literally had our internet department ready to kill each other when they couldn't find where we hid it. I suggest you guys hide it in the turkey during Christmas dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, you annoy all of your friends and family for only $10.
This thing is
Not a bad
ingenious.
deal.
Runs off of a little watch battery. It even has a magnet so you can like attach
Can you
it
make the
underneath
sound?
someone's desk. Yeah, so here it is. It makes 3 different sounds. Ah, did you get that? And
That's that noise that when you think like your ears ringing.
right, or your head's about to explode like
yeah.
scanners. It'll give you that like every 5 minutes or so, and it's really hard to tell where it's coming from. You can also do really just annoying, simple beeps.
Oh, that's annoying.
It's enough.
Okay, can we just
yeah,
stop?
let's throw it down. Enough to drive people insane. I love them.
Who wants to do that for Christmas, really?
I got a
Somebody
bunch
like
for my
you.
family
Yeah,
members.
okay,
Literally.
there you go.
I'm going to put one in a package and turn it on and leave it there. So they
Oh,
don't know where
that's
it's coming from, and then they'll unwrap. I just kind of spoiled
What a
it.
fun
didn't I?
brother you
Oh,
are.
well. All right, finally have some fun with these RC Sumo wrestling
Yes.
guys here. Take out your aggression with these bad boys. You get 2 of them.
Although she did say that they don't have all of the characters.
No,
not
but that's,
every single character.
Blair is an exception
She is
to
an
the Marvel
exception.
rule. I
We
think.
talked about it. She's like, they don't have all of the characters. And for you guys, your purists out there, you can even unlock classic costumes for all the characters, and of course, get bonuses for reuniting famous super teams, which is really cool about that game. But finally, while the game didn't necessarily come out this year, World of Warcraft has been dominating the MMO world for basically all year long.
Well, I mean, you say dominating. How many people you think are playing the game, man?
Well, it has like 7 million subscribers, over 7 million.
Wow.
Yeah. And the number is sure to increase next month.
Why would it increase next month?
Well, because it has its first ever expansion in its release next month.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good to know. It's something
It'll be over 7 million.
I bet it will.
Well, right now it's already over 7 million.
It's really something to get the person in your life.
Santa, if you've ever seen this with Billy Bob Thornton and a midget, and I'll tell you this, you will
Wait,
never...
you just said Billy Bob Thornton and a midget. I don't
Billy
know
Bob
that you need to say
Thornton
anything
and a
else,
midget.
to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Well, basically, he's just casing this mall to do a job. But the whole thing is, let me just say this, you will never look at a wooden pickle ever the same in your life. But the one thing to know about this movie is the unrated version. This is not a movie for families. This is
Absolutely
disgusting,
not. And that's what I
gross
liked
stuff.
about it. It was, you'll go to these mushy, warm, lame, heart-touching movies around the holidays. This movie,
Yeah, Bad
not so
Santa mocks all that warmth.
Okay, so number 5 was Bad Santa. What do we got at number 4?
One that a lot of people forget is Die Hard.
Yes.
The original Die Hard is
Nakatomi
set
Plaza.
during Christmas. Now I have a gun, ho, ho, ho. It's one of my all-time favorite quotes. A great Christmas film with
That's
action.
a really good one. All right,
Yeah.
what about traditional Christmas films now? I mean, we got. Does this fall into the realm of that, Die Hard?
Die Hard? No, I think it's not traditional, but it's one you can actually watch that's not irritating. Because it's one of those things where it's like everyone thinks a Christmas movie has to be kind of like milquetoast, appeal to 3-year-olds and 50-year-olds. I mean, something fun.
All right, your next one, though, number 3, might be that movie, though.
Yes, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, this is, of course, the Tim Burton classic, combining the 2 greatest holidays, Halloween and Christmas. Delightful animation. I mean, this disc has amazing extras on it. But it's also one of those ones where it's like that stuff. I mean, in the world of CG and all this, now everything's gone CG. Looking at this animation with this traditional puppet animation, so much fun to see.
Yeah, what I like about it, it's not like how old animation kind of loses its appeal in the face of modern CG or even some of the new cell stuff that's going on. This seems timeless.
It
The
holds
style
up. It
really
definitely holds up.
All right, number
And
2.
If you like your Christmas movie with a little latex and Michelle Pfeiffer,
really,
Batman Returns.
I mean, really?
Yeah. Now, look, it's set during Christmas.
I'm a Michael Keaton fan, but
yeah,
really?
Yeah, this was also another Tim Burton. We'll segue there, but look, this one is a lot of fun. Set during Christmas. Michelle Pfeiffer in latex, and it's one of the classic Batman films. I mean, I love the Christopher Nolan Batman
and
Begins.
that's why I'm surprised you didn't mention that. But again,
fantastic.
there's a Christmas theme here.
But this is set during Christmas.
All right, your number 1. I'm seeing it here, and it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah,
so
A Christmas Story.
I'm going to yell at you.
A Christmas Story. Really? What would you think?
Well,
It's a Wonderful Life
tell me,
or one of those?
Tell me why that, and then I'll tell you why you're horribly wrong.
Well, look, it's just one of those ones that appeals to all ages without feeling milquetoast. I mean, there's a lot of those family-oriented Christmas movies that feel kind of lame.
Right.
This isn't lame. It's a lot of fun. It's dark.
Okay.
And you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Are you done?
Remember
Because
that.
watch. Here's what I'm going to do. See this Batman Returns?
Yeah.
We're going to do that with Batman Returns.
Okay.
Sorry, that's personal.
Hey!
We're going to put this now at number 2, because number 1 is Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
You know what? If we had a top 10, it would be on the list. It would be on the list.
Better than half those. How can you put Bad Santa in front of Christmas Vacation?
Well,
she wraps the
it holds up. It holds up.
And the Jello mold.
All right, fine.
All right,
it's not a top 10 list. I got 5.
All right. I agree to disagree on that one. All right. But now the other thing that's going to happen this holidays. Well,
yes?
That may happen.
This may happen.
Right. But, I mean, we're talking about high-def DVDs. We got Blu-ray, HD DVD. They're all out there. There's big pushes to get these into the homes for the holiday season. can you pick a winner yet? I mean, what do you recommend for the DVD watcher out there?
If you can find the section in stores, which is always the problem. But
Right.
look, if you can't tell them apart, blue, red for the regular HD DVD. Look, comparing the quality, picture image is fantastic for both.
Right, both you can't
and
go wrong.
You're going to read all kinds of this technical gobbledygook on the internet that isn't going to help you. But while it's too early to declare a winner in the Blu-ray versus HD DVD war, something you should notice, some of these DVDs that have been showing up in stores are combo format.
Right.
Which basically they play on regular DVD players and HD DVD players.
But now, are you paying twice as much for the movie because they're giving you a high-def version and the regular one?
The prices are generally the same. The one thing the one difference you do want to look at is look at the extras. It'll actually tell you that the extras are in 480.
Okay, so it's like, it's a high-def DVD, but the extras are standard
extras
def.
are in standard def, which is fine, but
That's
you
a
want to
fair
pay
trade-off
attention to that.
if it's
so
the same price.
It's not this. It says combo format, so look for the combo format on the top. I feel like I'm doing a commercial.
Yeah,
but
no,
look,
but you should, because
if
there it
you're-
is, combo format, pay attention.
Not all of them. Look, to add more confusion to the marketplace.
Right.
But
this is good.
This is the one to buy.
You know, I hope this whole war just keeps going the way it's going, because it'll only further speed up digital distribution. There's no need to own a diskette all anymore, in my opinion. But
these are going to be worthless.
Look for the combo ones, and there you go. You got some expensive
Combo
coasters.
format. Look for it.
Chris, thank you so much. Have a happy holidays.
Yeah,
sir.
you too.
All right, everybody.
Or Die Hard, the fourth film in the franchise. This time, the internet goes down and all hell breaks loose.
Is Bruce Willis too old to reprise his role? We'll have to see next summer. But one thing's for sure, you can tell it from the trailer. Stuff blows up real good.
Why are you so calm? Have you done that kind of stuff before?
Yeah,
I'm
that looks
sold.
great. I'm sold.
Do
I
you think
wanna
it
see
starts
that.
out with like Bruce because he's so old, like asking his grandkids to teach him how to use the internet,
Yeah.
and then he can save it, or no?
And then he downloads a bunch of viruses.
What's
That's
this
what happens.
AOL?
Now for all the things you saw today, more